What if jealousy didn't reveal itself through anger, but through seemingly harmless questions? The truth is more unsettling than most people realize. Jealous people rarely admit what they feel. Instead, they disguise it. They package it as curiosity, concern, interest, or even admiration. Yet behind certain questions hides a quiet comparison. Behind certain smiles lies a deep sense of insecurity. Friedrich Nietzsche once observed that jealousy is the shadow cast by wounded pride. In this discussion, we'll explore 5 questions that jealous people frequently ask. Recognizing these patterns can help you regain control, strengthen your emotional awareness, and most importantly, protect your energy. 1. You were lucky, weren't you? This question may sound innocent, but it is rarely neutral. When someone attributes your achievements to luck, they subtly diminish the effort that made them possible. Receive a promotion? They say you were fortunate to have the right manager. Build a successful project? They call it perfect timing. Beneath this question is often an inability to accept that your success was earned. Jealousy struggles with the idea that another person achieved something through discipline, talent, or persistence. On a psychological level, this serves as protection for the ego. If your success is simply luck, then their own lack of progress cannot be blamed on their choices. It becomes a convenient way to avoid self-examination. 2. Are you sure it's going to last? This is doubt disguised as concern. Instead of celebrating your happiness, the jealous person focuses on the possibility of failure. Started a new relationship? Are you sure it's going to last? Launched a business? The market can change quickly. Made a major fitness transformation? Can you really maintain that? Jealousy often projects failure onto others. It quietly hopes that your success is temporary rather than permanent. Why does this happen? Because your progress highlights their lack of movement. Nietzsche suggested that people are often more troubled by the success of others than by their own failures. Comparison can become a silent poison that slowly distorts perception. 3. How much do you earn exactly? Money is one of the most sensitive topics people discuss. When someone repeatedly asks about your income, it may reveal more than simple curiosity. It can indicate an intense need for comparison. Jealousy is fascinated by numbers because numbers create rankings. Rankings create comparisons. The real question often isn't about your salary. It's about evaluation. Am I doing better than them? Or am I falling behind? When the answer threatens their self-image, they may minimize your achievement or quickly change the subject. Constant comparison damages self-esteem, yet for a jealous person, comparison can become an obsession. 4. Aren't you afraid of failing? This question often sounds supportive, even wise. But many times it reflects the speaker's own fears. Jealous people frequently struggle with self-doubt. They hesitate. They remain inside familiar territory. When they see someone taking risks, pursuing goals, and embracing uncertainty, it forces them to confront their own reluctance. As a result, they transform fear into advice. Aren't you afraid of failing? Sometimes what they truly mean is, I would be too afraid to try. Nietzsche emphasized self-overcoming and the courage to create one's own path. Those who dare to act often trigger jealousy in those who remain trapped by fear. 5. Why you? This is the quietest question of all. Often it is never spoken aloud. Why him? Why her? Why not me? At the core of jealousy lies this question. It is rarely about your success alone. It is about their sense of unfairness. Jealousy compares outcomes without comparing sacrifices. It notices achievements while ignoring the years of work, setbacks, and persistence that produced them. Every visible victory is supported by countless invisible efforts. Understanding the psychology of jealousy. Jealousy is not always driven by malice. More often, it grows from insecurity and low self-worth. Someone who is focused on their own goals usually does not feel threatened by another person's success. But an insecure person may interpret every achievement they witness as evidence of their own shortcomings. That is why these questions appear so often. They are attempts to restore a damaged sense of balance. They are efforts to protect a fragile ego. Recognizing this does not mean tolerating disrespect. It simply means seeing beyond appearances. How should you respond? First, avoid over-explaining yourself. Second, never diminish your accomplishments just to make others comfortable. Third, remain calm and self-assured. Fourth, establish boundaries when necessary. Fifth, keep moving forward. The strongest response to jealousy is not confrontation. It is composed indifference. The more secure you are in your own value, the less influence these questions will have over you. Why this matters today? In the age of social media, comparison is everywhere. Achievements are constantly displayed. Successes are publicly celebrated. Every milestone is visible. As a result, jealousy has become more intense and more common. Understanding how jealousy works helps you strengthen emotional intelligence, improve relationships, protect your energy, and continue your personal growth without being distracted by the opinions of others. Remember this: jealous people rarely say, "I'm jealous." Instead, they ask questions. Questions that minimize. Questions that doubt. Questions that compare. And often, the jealousy directed toward you says more about their internal struggles than it does about you. If someone repeatedly questions your success, your happiness, or your ambition, there may be a reason. Your task is not to reassure everyone around you. Your task is to become fully yourself. And that will always make some people uncomfortable.